Manhunt underway in Brooklyn subway shooting. Frank R. James identified as the person of interest. I'm Haley Spivey.
And I'm Kennedy Hobbs.
And welcome to Panther News Network. Here's what's going on today. A manhunt continues Wednesday morning for the person of interest authorities have identified following Tuesday's mass shooting on the subway at 36th Street Station in Brooklyn. The attack left at least 29 people shot or otherwise injured, shaking a city already unnerved by a sharp rise in crime. A gunman in a reflective vest and a gun mask threw smoke bombs into a subway car in the Brooklyn and then began shooting at the height of the morning rush. With the manhunt continuing into the evening as new details emerged in the probe, none of the injuries were considered life-threatening, authorities said a magazine jammed the gun, which possibly saved lives. Tuesday evening, the authorities identified 62-year-old Frank R. James as the person of interest in the investigation and released a photo at the NYPD briefing led by Commissioner Keechet Sewell. Here's a short clip of the tragedy captured by a camera phone on CBS News.
Just before 8:30, rush hour riders on a packed Manhattan-bound train were terrorized after a lone gunman first set off a smoke bomb, then started shooting at random.
An individual on that train donned what appeared to be a gas mask. He then took a canister out of his bag and opened it. The train at that time began to fill with smoke. He then opened fire, striking multiple people on the subway and in the platform.
Cell phone video shows horrified riders bolting from the train after it pulled into the station. Passengers dragged some victims to safety, while others limped off on their own. Confusion reigned.
Thank you for staying with us this morning. Now check out this story from Gabriel Adams.
This month of April is known as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it brings a great amount of importance to bring awareness to sexual assault that occurs in various places, including this campus setting. There is an ever-changing and wide range of statistics of various populations within a campus setting for those who experience sexual violence and sexual assault, and unfortunately a great majority of them go underreported. And for those who do go reported, a great majority of those are hardly prosecuted, never prosecuted, or never get the correct justice, whether platonic or not. Please understand to always be considerate and always supportive to those who experience sexual assault, not only throughout the month of April, but through all 365 days of the year and 366 days of the years, including the leap years. Make sure to always be an individual who is helping the situation, who's always standing in, and to not be a bystander, allowing the problems to take place and for criminal activity to transpire and continue on. Please always honor, respect one's boundaries and that others do the same, and always keep an open hand to help and support those who are recently victimized. Learn more about empowerment and encouragement for healthier relationships and prevention of sexual violence. Make sure to check in with Mrs. Hanson in the Owens Franklin Health Center with the organization RSVP. Relationship and Sexual Violence Prevention Program. If you ever witness any sexual assault or any criminal activity, make sure to contact the campus police department. This is Gabriel Adams, and this is Panther News Network.
New York Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin resigned Tuesday after he was arrested on charges related to a campaign finance fraud investigation, officials said. According to sources, Benjamin's resignation was effective immediately. Hours earlier, the Justice Department said Benjamin surrendered to authorities and appeared before a federal judge in New York City. After today's charges, Brian will resign his duties as lieutenant governor and focus his energies on his campaign. He will focus his energies on explaining in court why his charges were laudable and not criminal. James D. Gatta and William J. Harrington, attorneys for Benjamin, said in a statement Tuesday evening, the developer is alleged to have provided Benjamin with two $10,000 personal checks in the names of relatives who did not share the developer's last name. The indictment alleges that the developer did it to conceal any connections between him and the contributions. The developer is also alleged to have given Benjamin a third check of $5,000 in the name of a limited liability company owned by the developer. The Tuesday arrest comes just after Hochul appointed Benjamin as her second in command in September and throws the political aspirations of the duo into limbo ahead of this year's election. It also comes after reports that federal prosecutors and the FBI were investigating whether Benjamin engaged in a campaign fraud scheme. Here's a brief but closer look inside the briefing. This footage comes from NBC4 New York.
Benjamin allegedly directed a $50,000 state grant to a nonprofit organization controlled by CC1. And in exchange, Benjamin received tens of thousands of dollars of campaign contributions from CC1. Those contributions were directed both to Benjamin's State Senate Campaign Committee and to Benjamin's New York City Comptroller campaign. Taxpayer money for campaign contributions. Quid pro quo. This for that. That's bribery, plain and simple.
Thank you for staying with us this morning. Sage Lewis will join us with the weather report after this commercial break. Here's Sage Lewis with the weather report.
Good morning. This morning we have a 78, degrees with 17%, partly rainy, cloudy. This afternoon we have an 86%, so it's going to be warm. So everybody get their water bottles out and everything else, show some skin. And then this evening we have a 71 mid, low. And then overnight we have a 59, so it's going to be a little chilly. So make sure y'all get home early and have y'all coats on. I'm going to put it back to Haley Spivey.
The Office of, thank you, Sage, for that weather report. The Office of Student Engagement is putting on the 53rd annual Miss Prairie A&M University Scholarship Pageant. This event will be hosted in the Opal Johnson Smith Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. today. 6 lovely ladies will be participating in the pageant, where they will show us why they should be the next Miss PV. Be sure to come out and support. Panther News Network will be covering that story tonight. If you need ADA assistance, please call 936-269-3585.
Throughout last weekend, the students here on campus celebrated the annual Spring Fest. Organizations such as CAB, the Campus Activity Board, deemed the name Flight 1876 for the theme of last week's events. Programs were put together such as Paint in the Park, Gospel Fest featuring Zacardi Cortez, the new members presentation, Cabana, Super Luau Hump Night, PV Choice Awards, a Night in Paris Gala, the Carnival Infestation in coordination with PV Alphas and R&B Lovers Night featuring Samo. Check out this public service announcement from Catherine Dallum.
Greetings, my name is Jamie Daniels. I'm the chairman of Brothers Leading in Cultivating Knowledge.
My name is Jamie Jean-Louis, the current membership chair for Brothers Leading in Cultivating Knowledge.
And today the men of Black are saying no more lack of accountability.
According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, unfortunately, intimate partner violence is prevalent on campus, but not spoken about enough. 1 in 5 college students are experiencing abuse in relationships.
We chose lack of accountability because we believe through our friendships we can help manage and make sure that our friends aren't doing anything in their relationships that could be abusive. Here at PV, we have RSVP, which is a resource to help survivors in Main Hall in the Women's Center.
Thank you, Catherine, for that public service announcement. President Joe Biden is headed to the nation's largest historically Black college and university this week to deliver remarks on his efforts to fight inflation. Biden will deliver his remarks on Thursday in Greensboro at North Carolina A&T State University. A source familiar with the visit told Mick Clatchy NCANT has the largest student population of any HBCU in the country. The White House did not immediately provide comment. It previously said in a Bureau of Labor Statistics statement that Biden would visit Greensboro this week to discuss his administration's efforts to make more in America, rebuild our supply chains here at home, and bring down costs for American people as part of building a better America. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said at a briefing last Friday that she did not have additional details on the trip to share in response to the question at two HBCUs and the possibility of Biden's visit to either of them. Here's a short clip of Biden at the press release.
The major war crimes. Responsible nations have to come together to hold perpetrators accountable. And together with our allies and our partners, we're going to keep raising the economic cost and ratchet up the pain for Putin and further increase Russia's economic isolation. Folks, the steps we've already taken are predicted to shrink Russia's gross domestic product by double digits this year alone. Just in 1 year, our sanctions are likely to wipe out the last 15 years of Russia's economic gains. And because we've cut Russia off from importing technologies like semiconductors and encryption security and critical components of quantum technology that they need to compete in the 21st century. We're going to stifle Russia's ability and its economy to grow for years to come. Folks, this is the United States, and we're taking additional steps in lockstep with our allies and partners to raise the economic pressure on Putin. First, the United States will impose full blocking sanctions on Sberbank, by far the largest financial institution in Russia, and Alfa Bank, its largest private bank. We're locking down any accounts, any funds that those banks hold in the United States. They'll not be able to touch any of their money. They'll not be able to do any business here. And second, I'm going to sign an executive order that's going to ban any new U.S. investment in Russia. More than 600 private sector companies. Folks, corporate America is stepping up and change. From McDonald's to Exxon, they've left the Russian market on their own accord. 600 of them. Think about that. The private businesses choosing to leave Russia rather than risk being associated with Putin's brutal war. And this ban on investment is going to make sure that new money can't come into Russia to replace what's left so that the Russian economy doesn't feel the loss and the loss of these businesses for the long term. Third, we're adding more critical state-owned enterprises to the list of fully blocked Russian companies. These companies are major revenue generators owned by Russian government, which Putin uses to fund himself and enable his war in Ukraine. They'll also be cut off from doing any business with the United States. They'll not be able to access or use any assets they have in the United States. And fourth, we, along with our European allies, are adding the names of the list of Russian elites and their families that we're sanctioning. You see these yachts where they're being picked up? No, think about it. Think about the incredible amounts of money these oligarchs have stolen. These yachts are millions and millions of dollars. Look, these oligarchs and their family members are not allowed to hold on to their wealth in Europe and the United States and keep these yachts worth hundreds of millions of dollars, their luxury vacation homes, while children in Ukraine are being killed, displaced from their homes every single day. And finally, we're continuing to supply Ukraine with the weapons resources they need to defend their country. Last Friday,
Now check out this press release from Catherine Dallin.
So no more silence.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Lee, and I am a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Sion Scott, and I am a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Shaylin Allen, and I'm a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Savannah Claiborne, and I'm a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Armani Harris, and I'm a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Lauren Williams, and I'm a student prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Dejanay Johnson. I am a student advocate and prevention volunteer.
Hi, my name is Leandria Hearn, and I'm a student prevention volunteer.
The RSVP program is saying no more to being a bystander.
Research showed that bystander intervention can help stop sexual assault before it happens.
70% of the time, there are bystanders present when some form of assault happens.
We chose no more bystanding because many people on campus witness verbal or physical abuse but choose to ignore it rather than step in.
It got to Kennedy after.
This causes abusers to think their actions are acceptable, and it's not.
Kennedy!
No more being a bystander.
If you see something, say something.
Johnny Depp is denying the sexual assault allegations his ex-wife Amber Heard's lawyer made against him on the first day of his $50 million defamation lawsuit. The former couple is squaring off in the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia after Depp sued Heard over a 2018 op-ed she wrote for the Washington Post about surviving domestic violence. Tragically, it's true, Ron Bourne told the courtroom in Virginia on April 11th during his opening arguments. Amber did suffer sexual violence at the hands of Depp. He also said the actress suffered domestic abuse by Depp that took many forms, including physical, emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse. A spokesperson for Depp, 58, denied the allegations, saying the actor believes it is no coincidence that they are just now coming to light. Depp has already lost a different libel case in London in November 2020. He sued The Sun for calling him a wife beater, but a judge found that the newspaper had proved the article was true. Ahead of their most recent court face-off, Amber took to social media to say she hopes she and Depp can move on at the end of the trial. We will be back after this commercial break.
Precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
STEM is precise.
And that concludes our show this morning. Be sure to catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. This was Panther News Network. I'm Haley Spivey.
I'm Kennedy Hobbs.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.